Morning, guys. John here, Mr. Forex Fire. If you just bear with me, just getting a few things set up. So this week in the Forex Fire trades, we've been doing fantastically well. What we're going to be doing today is using, I'm just going to share the screen. So we've been doing a challenge on FTMO with the smart trading sort of aspect. Last night, I decided to get in on a trade, and unfortunately, I did it late on because I couldn't find anything through the day that was screaming out to me. And I thought I'll try and get something on later on the night. And I've never done any sort of late night trading for a long time, but being open and honest with you, I'm just going to show you. I took a hit late last night. Let's take a look. Metrics. We've actually ate back into the 10K. Okay, so what that meant is the breathable gap that I normally have, it just went through the whole lot of it. So again, it's nothing too detrimental, simply because I only used what I would normally have on my first entry. And I split it up into two areas. Unfortunately, it just went straight through it. Just a lesson learned, and it just tells me that not to trade late afternoon, late evening, to be fair. With that being said, today I'm not going to trade on this account here, okay? Because obviously we'll have the maximum daily loss on here at the moment, so I'm going to leave that until next week, see where we go with it. Today I'm concentrating on these here, the fire harmonics. Okay, so what I've done is I've got this one here. It's a USD card. It's a 4-hour. It's on the Gartley, and I've entered based upon a structure wise on here. I've got a buy limit going into where the stop loss will be, and at the moment it's in a nice bit of profit. Okay, so we've got the FTMO way of trading, and we're going to try and continue with that to see how the challenge is going, because there's a lot of people been having success with the fire trades, to be fair. So that's going well. And so I thought I would try and use this technique. Okay, not everybody's using that technique, what I'm doing at the moment with it, where the smart trading, where you're bringing in your lot size and sort of chopping it into a staged area. But I thought I would give it a go with the harmonics as well, just to see how it goes. And what you'll see here is this one here. I've got it, so it's just going to above that area. If it comes in, it's around about £52 of profit. Okay, so I've got that edging its bets towards here. If it comes to touch in just above the tail on here. Okay, so structure wise, that makes a lot of sense. Not based upon this anyway. I went straight in for a buy. Okay, I got the stop loss around about. In fact, I'll just put it down on the bottom here. So it's just underneath the liquidity part. And then if this goes on, I'm going to attack this candle up here from this area. That's going to give a nice 75.52. Okay, so the thought process behind this is, if it comes from where it's at the moment, if the buy goes on and it hits the take profit, I'll just close out the other buy limit. The other ones there, I have got the breathable area. If it comes in and activates that second area, I will look at possibly taking profits off the table. I don't necessarily need to go to these areas, if I'm honest with you. As soon as I'm happy and I'm in the blue and I'm happy with the profits, I'll take the profits, because even if we come in to sort of come out there, even if we come in to hit that and then continue up, even getting into here, even getting into that candle structure there, we're going to be getting some nice profits anyway, because we've got two areas activated. Just go down to the 1 hour structure point. In fact, I'll bring this one down to here. That'll still produce another 50 quid, to be fair. So I'm going to let this run out. Okay, we are, this is from the previous Harmonic trading that we were doing, the Fire Harmonics. I'm taking this account from, not the Pitchfork ones. This is the 776, which is the Harmonics one, the Fire Harmonics. I'm going to try and factor in just doing straightforward trading, because I got asked this the other day. Can you straightforward trade from the Fire Harmonic alerts and make money from it? Okay. At the moment, it looks as if we can, but again, it's always best when you get these alerts to factor in some sort of strategic play and some sort of structure entry to exit. Okay. Don't just rely on what this is telling you for an entry, a stop loss, a take profit, 1 and 2. Okay. Have some sort of thing in play where it's going to allow you to grab more out of it than what the Harmonic is actually showing you. Okay, guys. So I'll pause the video. We'll be back in a short while, and we'll see how we do with this forward test today. All right. So just give you an update. I'm only going to set two trades on this morning. Don't want to go too much into it, to be fair. Don't want to risk anything. You learn lessons from getting your fingers burned, if I'm honest. From there, I've got 4 trades. 2 have ended. So I've got one that's in slight drawdown at the moment. And we've got just under 40 pips of stop loss on this one. This one's around about 20 pips. Okay. So again, what we're looking at is just breaking it down and using up minimal lot size, because obviously we're staging in. So like I say, if we come down, we've got an entry. This one's coming in. If it hits that and then goes down, happy days. It just means we're getting some extra pips and pounds off the table. I've then got the USD card, which I spoke about. Again, in some nice little bits of profit. Structure-wise, we've got the tail end on the buy limit as well. And then we've got 2 structure points on the lower high, sorry, and then the lower high here. We'll see how that holds out. And the final one, the USD Swiss franc, it's just one of the fire trades I called out the other day in the group. This one's still active. It's been very minimal drawdown, to be fair, to come in to react and enter off again. Just click that there. It's come down to re-enter and it's gone back in again. So it's gone 20 and 40 pips. But the 2 I'm concentrating on this morning is definitely these 2. Okay. I'll be back in a short while. Keep this one short and sweet today. We're basing this forward testing and system off what we get on the fire alerts. Okay. The Forex Fire Harmonics. We get these alerts in. We set up by looking at where we are on here, looking at the entry, the stop loss. You don't have to take it from the entry. Look at it structure-wise and determine where you want to get in and where you want to get out. Again, you don't have to go for the big moves. Even if you just want to get a few pips out of it, happy days, you know. So that's the way I'm looking at these at the moment. So we'll be back in a short while, see where we are. Hi guys, so I just thought I'd give you a quick update before I go for a quick cup of tea. We're in some nice profit this morning with the USD card. It hasn't activated on the second area. This here, if it comes in, we're looking around about £20 of profit if it comes up into the take profit area. I normally only want to go for roughly 10 pips a day or around about £10 of profit, to be fair. That's going for 20 pips. So we could close that out with some nice profit in a moment. The odd USD, that trade, it's in slight profit at the moment, around about 2 or 3 quid. Again, we're looking around about 20 pips of movement. If I can get that to just over on a tenner of profit, and we will possibly ride this up to the 20 quid. So it's about 30 quid of profit we can make a day from just using
the fire harmonics. Okay, again, we get these through on there'll be a link below on how you can get into these. These are going to produce scans every day, and again, they're just used for, as I do the fire trades, I use these as part of a method to give me like a structure, but also a directional bias, to be fair. And so far this morning, 13 quid of profit again. Yes, we've got 10K to work with, but I like to try and use this, even though it's demo, like what you would find in any other sort of funded challenge where you get an allowance. Excuse me, tired. No, you get an allowance of around about 500 drawdown a day. So we've got to treat it as is. Just because it's demo doesn't mean you need to go all Belfiger and just massively go into it, you know. Take your time, treat it with respect as you would do anything else, and then just slowly build your pot, you know. So again, we're more or less doubled the profits from the other week on this account. So I'm just going to let it run, see if we can get to the take profits, and I'll be back in a short while. Just remember, we started with 28.74 this morning. We are heading towards doubling that account today. I will be back shortly. Hi guys, as we can see now, we're going into some very nice profits on these. I'm going to close these out very shortly because I only want to take 10 pips or so a day based upon the strategies that we're doing. Okay, I'm doing these to forward test things to show you they can be done in and out. It's barely been an hour doing this. So I'm going to close this out. You can see we started at £28.74 profit. We're now up to 43. I'm going to close those positions. I'm happy with that. Close that sell limit. And I want to close that buy limit as well. So again, just to run you through, okay, just to make my handsome face a bit bigger. This here is where we get our alerts, okay? When you get an alert through, you can use the bias on what it's showing you. Yes, it's going to show you on here. It's going to show you an entry, a stop loss, a target. I generally take no notice of those. I'll look for the candle structure, okay? And I'll sort of predetermine where we can have an entry, where if we get a little bit of drawdown, where we can factor in that. I'll also sort of scroll out to see where else it's hidden. Excuse me. And like I say, in this instance, we were looking at that sort of area. It was coming back into play to test a supply area, a supply and demand area, you know. So 50% of that structure point was in there. We got in on the buy here. We rode it up to here, and we've gotten out, and we've gotten some nice profit today, to be fair. About 15, 20 quid, and that's all it's about. Just because it says 10K on your account, 50K, 75K, 100K, don't chase the money. Use your account sensible. Grab the odd 5 or 10 pips, okay? What I would say is don't overtrade. If you get in on a trade and you get out and you've grabbed your 10 pips and you go back to the market, do it again. Take a win, and then stop for the day. Don't try and risk it all. You'll probably notice, like I say on the other day, I was doing this on my fire trades. Just to go back onto that as well. This month so far, I've got 100% strike rate from what I've called in the group. Overall, it's given an 82% strike rate overall, 1,650. This was when we first started back in December. We only took a few trades in December because I brought it to the group and said I was going to do them. The month after, we had an 82% strike rate of 540. Last month, we had 850 with an 88 strike rate. And so far this month, we've got, let's get rid of that. So far this month, we've got 100% strike rate. Now, again, I'll only ever call the fire trades on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll only ever generally look for 1 or 2 trades a day. Yesterday, even yesterday, I normally use some of these in conjunction with what I'm looking at on this. Nothing was calling out to me. And like I say, I'm open and honest with everything. Even yesterday, nothing was calling out to me, so I didn't put anything on the fire trades. However, I took a trade for myself on a challenge that I'm doing, and that tanked out. So even though I didn't place that in the fire trades, I still took a trade for myself. I should have known better, to be fair, because if there was nothing that was good enough that I could say that was going to be coming into this area, I should not have took a trade for myself. Lesson learned from that, to be fair, you know. So again, what I put in here is quality. This stuff proves it. Very high strike rate. A lot of people using these fire trades to be able to go through challenges and things like that. But not only that, the test that we've done today with regards to this, hitting the profits, has simply just came from the other side, not just from not from the fire trades as such, but it's the other area, which is the fire harmonics. Okay, and this is only $7.99 a month that I've got this set up as. And you get these in here, you just draw out, or even just look at the price that it's telling you structure wise, determine if you're going to get in the trade. Use a small lot size, look at your candle structure, few candles above and below, just to see if you can get in on a deeper discount, and then just go for them 10 pips or so. You know, it works. It works fantastic. So with that being said, guys, I'm happy with how the week's gone so far. It's been phenomenal on both fronts, on this, also on this side of stuff, but also showing you that smart way of trading as well. Okay. Again, not much on this video today other than just showing you a little bit of an insight on the sort of little things and what I use as confluence to get in on trades. Okay, guys, I hope this short video has shown you just how easy it can be to get yourself in and out of a trade. Okay, so I'll see you all later.